Hello, everyone, and welcome to Film with Friends. My name is Nikki, and we have a really special guest with us today, folks. For the first time ever, we have a friend. Yay! Yay! I know. So, drum roll, please. Where is it? Okay.
Oh, hello. I didn't know you were supposed to say anything. My name is Sammy, and I am your brother.
Oh, I just played the sound effect for that. Yeah, that's right. Sammy, what you like movies, right?
Yes, I am an avid movie watcher. In fact, I hosted my own radio show as well. It was not called Film with Friends, though. It was called The Blockbuster. And you'll be seeing a lot more of me in the news. That's not the best thing to say, actually. But you know what? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. It's so great to have you, Sammy. Despite what you said, today we're gonna go over some of, because I figured today would be a great day to kind of bounce some perspectives. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna see what you're like talking about, and I'm gonna like talk about it some too. So we saw a couple movies lately.
I am recording this. Fair warning. Is that really necessary? Look, Joe, 6 feet.
So maybe you guys have heard about this guy Ari Aster. He did Hereditary, he did Midsummer. I know that was a big hit. Thought it was okay, but so he made Eddington. We saw Eddington, and
Yeah. Should we just get into it?
we can get into it. Eddington, it's a story of a small town during COVID. Follows a sheriff running for mayor and the dynamic between him and the mayor and him and the townspeople.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, I was expecting like of something with a very, very obvious message that was going to be very heavy-handed and stupid. And it wasn't like all of those things. It was probably at least a little bit stupid. I don't know whether to applaud or what's the opposite? What's the antonym of that? Criticize.
You could say, boo, criticize. Yeah.
Sure. I don't know whether to boo or applaud at the fact that there was he was trying to find like, I guess, middle ground between liberals and conservatives, sort of. I don't know. It was kind of centrist in a way, which is disgusting and gross. But also, I thought it was going to be like a Don't Look Up style, like just stupid and heavy-handed and
preachy
obvious
and over the top, blunt,
or like a Mickey 17 kind of thing, where like you have like the Trump character who's like evil.
Dear Lord.
There's a certain character in the film who, by the end of the movie, basically becomes someone who kind of forsakes their values. The message sort of, I guess, reveals itself, or it seems to reveal itself as being like what you were talking about, which is like both sides are kind of corrupt and will do whatever for money or power, basically.
Yeah.
People are going to be looking here now.
Keep your own office going, but you're going to run mine.
So you vote Joe Cross, take back our community,
Hell yeah.
save our soul.
Yeah. I hate to say it's boring. The movie itself is not boring. There's a lot of kind of neat visuals and kind of funny scenes or sequences. The messaging is boring, I think is fair to say.
Yeah, a lot of people have said like in the Letterboxd reviews that like this would do better, or like this should have been made in 10 years or 15 years. I tend to agree with that because I don't think this counts as a spoiler, but there's like copious mention of real world people and organizations like Fox News and Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, it's like a dog whistle for, like you see Tucker Carlson and it's like you can't take the movie seriously anymore, kind of. It's just weird. Yeah. I feel like it did need to sit on that for a little longer, maybe, like before we start making a movie, especially a movie with a bunch of jokes about it in there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's a 3.
Yeah.
Right? But it's not a 3. Were you going to say something? Were you going to say something else about Eddington?
I was going to say one more thing, which is I think that Joaquin Phoenix is a great choice. No, I think he's a great choice for this movie because he is like a perfect representation of like the modern like America, because he's like crazy,
It's such a heartwarmer. I cried 3 times during the course of it.
I don't believe you've ever cried in your life.
So I think that was like quite a good casting, which is weird because usually I would say he needs to pack it up. But
do you think that you thought he didn't need to pack it up as much because what he was doing was evil and weird, and he is evil and weird?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just to be clear, we're not calling him evil or weird necessarily. He's an eccentric person, and this character is eccentric. That was a joke.
Your pain is not a coincidence. You are not a coincidence. We
are not a coincidence.
Never just
I don't believe you've ever cried in your life.
Oh my God! I made it! Do you miss me, even though you're married?
So grown up.
It's so grown up.
Sorry, baby, to go from a 3 to a 4.5. That's what I got it as. I don't know what your thought. 4.5 and a heart on LB, of course, we're talking about, which stands for letterboxd, in case you folks don't know. But I really enjoyed this movie. I don't know. I had no idea what it was about. I saw a cat in there, and I thought it'd be horribly depressing, which it kind of is, but not really. Yeah. What were your thoughts?
I was pleasantly surprised. It had a lot of the elements that I was expecting, which is like, as I said this while we were walking out of the theater, but like post mumblecore kind of thing going on where everybody talks like real people and it's like awkward.
Oh, you're Liddy. Oh my God. Okay, I'm so sorry. This is The Weekend.
Yeah.
My mistake.
No problem. Gavin is my neighbor. Gavin, you actually live over there.
Oh, yes, I live there. Oops.
That's okay. Sweet dreams, Gavin.
Just the way that it was, structured, the way that it was acted, the way that it was written, and the way it handles the subject matter, which is a very delicate subject matter, is like perfect. Like it's more than good. The way it handles everything that it does, I don't know. It's the best I've seen something like this represented in a movie for sure.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it addresses this big issue explicitly, but never in a way that feels annoying or blunt, right?
Yeah.
I loved the pacing, but every so often there's like a chapter, like intertitle, and that's, where the next scene takes place within that time period of like a year or whatever. And it works really well in addressing this as opposed to like a more conventional story structure. It feels more real.
Yeah.
And anchored by a very weird, very eccentric, but very likable main character.
Yes.
I think I would say. I mean, it's hard. I think sometimes I don't like to bring up names, don't like to name names. They were in another film by another writer, director, star who I am not a huge fan of. But it's hard to find that balance, I think, as an auteur, especially if you're starring in the movie, to kind of overcome the boundary of like, okay, you're the one in charge here, you're the most powerful person, Are you going to be able to be likable in a movie that's all about you?
Yeah.
And handled well, right? It doesn't feel like it's an overly sentimental or overly, I don't know, like faux philosophical, like pretentious thing at all.
No.
You know?
Yes.
Very,
No,
very
not.
low key. Yeah, I don't know. What were your thoughts on that performance, you know?
Well, for this kind of movie, it's very rare to see the level of like kind of honesty and like kind of humor, I guess, that it had. For this kind of movie, you do expect something pretentious and kind of like overly philosophical, like you said. But there's multiple points where like people in the movie or characters in the movie poke fun at the main character, or just kind of have like weird and bizarre or surreal moments that like are very nice to see in this kind of movie. Like it doesn't exist in a vacuum. It definitely feels like a real world with real characters in it.
Yes. Yeah. I would agree totally. I mean, it's also like the kind of things you expect to happen. Like following the thing that happens to her is not how you expect her to react. The way it's done and the way she talks about it is very like chilling, but not at all how you would expect that to go. You'd expect it to be this like huge thing. It's very slow and quiet. And then when she later in the movie, this kind of stood out to me when she's having a meeting with her colleague in the office, right?
Yes.
And it just like this like little kind of comment just kind of like sets her off, and that's what she has a huge reaction to. And that feels so much more like, I don't know, plausible. Obviously, never been in that situation, but just these kind of like these real moments, right? Yeah, honesty. That's kind of emotional honesty, I guess.
I like it here, though. Are you sure?
What are you up to this fine evening?
I was wondering, do you have, like, stuff that makes a fire?
Why do you need it?
My friends and I were gonna make, like, hot dogs.
Hot dog sounds good.
I'm sorry, we only bought 2 hot dogs.
I mean, just thank God that there are people out there who can make a movie like this about this kind of thing, because the alternative is like, well, this movie couldn't have been made more than like 20 years ago, hardly. And any attempt at representing, I don't know, it's kind of in the, I don't know if we should say, what the movie's about. I guess you can kind of gather.
If you watch the trailer, you pretty
You'll
much
gather,
know.
yeah. But any other attempt at representing that in a movie, like probably prior to the 21st century, was like gross or horrible. And into the 21st century, like usually it's exploitative, and usually it's directed by a male, which is it's just not really possible, right? It's pretty great that there is a movie that can do it as well as this, because everything about that whole sequence when it happens is just perfect. Basically, the horror comes from not from what you see on screen, but like from kind of yourself while you're like, what's happening, and walks that line between sentimental, but like not overly sentimental, but not overly cold and sarcastic, which is a lot of these indie movies have a problem with.
Yeah, that's a good point. Not like a cynical, even though bad things happen, not like a cynical or like overly pessimistic movie at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Movie of the year, so far for me. Big fan. Big, huge fan of Sorry Baby, right?
Yeah.
The cat on the poster. Cat's not in the film that much, but, plays a minor role, I guess.
That it was really bad. But there's a reason, even if I can't see it, that I'm alive. I got a cat. Whatever you need.
And I think that'll wrap it up. Thank you all for watching Film with Friends. Our first episode of Friends. Sammy, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. I'm sure we'll have you on in the future. Or whatever, but I guess that's it.